In addition to working on landscape pictures while I'm here in the Smokies, I also enjoy working on some architectural details like the Lufty Baptist Church here. This was established in 1836, and it's just one of the many historic structures in and around the Smoky Mountains. So it's really fun to just try to isolate details like I did here with the window showing through a window and reflections of what's behind me, and I think it looks really neat in black and white, so we'll see how that turned out. But it was fun to position the camera and work through all the camera movements to try to get as much of this in focus as I could. I used a lot of lens rise in order to keep the window frames parallel to the film plane so they wouldn't converge or diverge, but then I had to raise the lens in order to not point the camera up in order to make the window that I'm looking through show up in the right place in the close near window pane here. So anyway, it was kind of a little geometry problem to try to get everything to line up the way I wanted it, but it looks pretty neat, and I think it'll look really nice in black and white. So it was fun to work on this. I've just been scouting this morning, identified a number of what I hope are going to be really neat dogwood compositions. It's really sunny still today, and so it's really hard to sort of see the forest the way you want it to when you've got all the sun and shadows happening that won't be there when I'm photographing in soft light, which is my preference. So we'll just have to hope that when the sun gets down behind the mountain and I have a little shade, the things I've identified will look good and work the way I hope. So I'm going to get packed up now and keep on driving and looking for more interesting things to photograph. I should have also mentioned that in addition to the lens rise I already talked about, I also used front swing on the view camera. And that's, you just swing the front standard a little bit to align the plane of focus with the subject plane, which in this case is the front of this church that I wasn't shooting straight on, but sort of at an angle. And so it just allows that plane of focus to just follow that angle, and with no stopping down at all, you can get everything from sort of the near to the far of that front of the church in focus. Then I was just stopping down to hopefully carry as much focus as I could through this window, through the church, and into the back window. That's the bright one that's showing through, that's sort of the focus or the center of interest. So hopefully that's going to be mostly in focus. I think it'll be okay if it's a little soft. One thing that's neat about these old churches is the old glass. It's a little wavy, so it's kind of not sharp anyway, so that's kind of neat. So hopefully that'll all work out well, but those two view camera movements really helped me today to make this picture. Here is the proof sheet, and it might be hard to tell, but I went with one of the exposures where I stopped down farther because I really liked having that distant window be a bit sharper than it was with the shallower depth of field. Also, I was looking for an exposure where some clouds were reflected in the window because I like the life and interest it creates in the darker sections of the window panes. Well, I'm up on the Blue Ridge Parkway now, and this is a really neat drive. Just goes back and forth across the tops of the ridges, and there's these pull-outs every so often, so you just stop and look down and see what you can see. And it's still pretty windy today and mostly sunny, although there are some clouds going in and out, so I'm able to photograph a little bit during the sort of cloudy patches. But actually, when you find some color, some sort of newly emerging color, It works nice in the sunlight too. If you can get maybe a little backlight, it kind of makes those that budding foliage glow a little bit, and so that's kind of fun. So I found a few things that I think will work in black and white, so I'm enjoying working on that. And so it's fun just driving back and forth and pulling off at all these pullouts and seeing what there is to see. And there's a little bit of traffic going by here, but not too much. So I'm going to just keep on moving and pulling off at each one of these pullouts and seeing what I can find. And it's really enjoyable day. It's not too cool. I just wish that it weren't quite so windy and sunny. I could use the view camera more, but right now I'm using the Pentax 645Z medium format digital system, which just works a whole lot better in the wind. So that's what I'm up to right now, and I'm going to keep on going. I found a number of nice subjects to work on with the Pentax up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Here are the best of that group. Well, I finally made it back to one of the scenes that I scoped out this morning. I finally got nice quiet light and trying to shoot between the gusts of wind here, and so hopefully we'll have something good. We'll have to see. I'm not so sure. The little leaves are so far away and it's kind of hard to tell whether they're moving or not, but anyway, we'll give it a try. I exposed both Velvia 50 and Provia 100, so hopefully we got something, although I may set up and try this shot again maybe in the morning when I'm for sure that it's still. But it's been a really good day, and I look forward to seeing what I can find tomorrow.